We got action. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Akira Ellis, and I have Mr. James Stewart with me. This is about to be a good, juicy. What is the word? Because we're not really. It's not really an interview. We just
like a discussion.
Oh yeah, a nice discussion. So, how you doing, James? Would you like for me to introduce the people to who you are, or would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
All right. So y'all, this is my supervisor. Mr. James Stewart, okay? Now, I want y'all to know that part of my job of delegating is to get to know the people, to get to, get up in the mass and all that good stuff. So that's what we're doing right now. Like, in order for us to be good co-workers and in order for us to be good team players, we got to know each other and know who we are, okay? So, Mr. James. All right, you initiated this interview or this conversation, this discussion because obviously you feel safe here. So I appreciate that. Yes, I do. I appreciate that. What is one thing you're feeling today?
I'm feeling curious, but also very tired because I didn't get a lot of sleep.
Okay. So, and what you feeling curious about?
Just curious about how this is going to go, what we're going to kind of accomplish, and learn about each other and pick each other's brains and see what's going on.
Okay. So what you trying to? Well, tell me one thing you want to know about me. Let's get it started then.
Well, the first thing I'm really curious about is, you, for the most part, everybody has some days, but for the most part, you're very high energy, very high motivation, very driven. I want to know what motivates you.
Jesus. Okay. No, for real. Other than God, what really motivates me is knowing that I was in a real down place before, and I seen what it's like to be real down, and I saw what it was like to be in a depressed, irritated, frustrated, 24/7 type of mindset. And why would I want to be there? It's like, you know what it's like, so you should be your best self all day, every day. Not all day, every day, but you should be your best self at least a good 85% of the day. When you have those breakdown moments or those moments that are frustrating, you kind of gotta self-talk, look, calm down, get it together, let's go, next. And then it's just like your energy just keep pouring out, as your energy keep being refilled. Because how I refill my energy throughout the day is I just keep telling God, look, be a fence. I need you to be a fence because they get on my nerves, okay? And you know what I need and you know what they don't need. So once I do that, it's like he'll just start calming me down, and then I'm like, okay, let's get back to the happy.
Okay. So would you say that you have kind of hit a rock bottom and you're just that you're using that to drive yourself further up?
Yeah, I think I just use it as a reminder. My real drive, my real goal is just that I know that I'm here with power. I come with a lot of power, and I know my purpose is to help the people. And it's kind of I can't really be selfish to everybody else when I'm having a way. Now, I will shut down to keep from setting it off, but I shut down because it's refill. They didn't do it. Don't give it to them for real. And if you get in my way and you see you in my way, then whatever you get is what you get. But for the most part, it's I'm trying to make sure I keep giving you that good energy, that good stuff, so that we can have a positive day. Because I know me alone, my energy alone, me alone can either set or break the tone in the room.
Right.
So
when you wake up, in the mornings, and you're you're ready to get your day started, what's kind of the first thing that goes through your mind that gets you started for the day?
I got to get through this day. Of course, it's God, thank you for waking me up, because I really don't feel like this. But then after that, it's you got to get through the day. Because what you gonna do? You gonna lay in the bed all day? You gonna be depressed? You gonna be frustrated? What? And then it's when you have people, you have to have good people around you. You have people around you who they're motivated as well. They're ambitious as well. Y'all seek the same type of guidance. You're trying to seek the same type of understanding. You're trying to be a better person. You're trying to personally develop. When you're around those type of people, it's easy to be happy, and it's easy to be okay, because you're not the only one going through growing pains, or you're not the only one going through, oh, I'm frustrated, I don't want to get up.
Now, what's kind of driving off of that, being around people that are also motivating everything, when you find yourself in a predicament where you have to be with somebody, at work, let's say, you're working with somebody that doesn't have that same mindset and they're not bringing that same energy, what do you do to either keep yourself high energy, let them bring you down, or try to lift them up, or you just kind of let them do them and do your own thing?
I'd rather just be quiet and just for real, go into my thoughts or whatever else I got going on throughout the day. Like a lot of the times, like when I'm at work, like I'm there and I'm happy to steward my position. But for real, the most like I'm thinking like, what do I need to do when I get off work? Like if I am not feeling a person or I'm not into it, like I'll just be quiet. I don't have to say nothing. I don't, because I know that you got your own thing, I got my own thing, and once we get our own things together, we'll eventually talk. But I don't want to sound negative, but like I'm not pressed to talk if like if I don't got to, I'm not pressed, but I keep talking and I keep the energy going and I keep, being me because I know people need that, and I know not everybody in the room has that. So
okay.
Yeah.
So when you have like a bad day, what kind of steps are you taking to make sure that the next day is not like that, or do you just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna get through this day and then just reset and tomorrow's a new day kind of thing? Or
I scream about 25 times. Like I scream in my head about 25 times. I'm like why is this happening? What the fuck? Like I'm going through all these things. Then like I said, I put my thoughts on God. Like that's because that's really the only fixture. I don't know about nobody else's remedy. I don't even think there's really another remedy, but I feel like when you just keep staying in constant, like I would go to the bathroom, I'm like, okay, this ain't going right. This day was ugly. This day, like, and I mean at home, not just at work. Like I'll go do whatever I'm doing. I'm like, okay, this day was ugly. I'm not feeling this. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. I don't care like what happens. It's going to be a better day. Then when the next day comes, I keep reminding myself of all the things that pissed me off yesterday, so I can try not to walk that same walk. Like I'm like, look, I know that this in the morning kind of irritated my soul, so I'm gonna do this a different way today or tomorrow so that the next day can be better. And it don't always work like that, because sometimes you really just be in a run all day, like you just all day you just not feeling it. But somewhere you have to be like the bigger person for yourself and show up for yourself and say, I ain't going through this, and I don't have to deal with this, and it could be worse, so just keep moving.
Right. You mentioned God a lot and Jesus and all that stuff. So what was your kind of like come to Jesus moment?
When I was in prison, well, first of all, I've been in church. I've been going to church, but I was going for not the right reasons. Like when I was younger growing up, I was going because my parents made me, my grandparents made me, because my boyfriend was there, like for real. And then, like once I got locked up, my grandmother, they kept saying, pray, you need to keep praying so you can come home and all of this and all of that. So, I'm listening to it, I'm doing it, but I'm really like, it's like I'm absent-mindedly talking about God, because for real, it's like, I just know they say he the bomb. I see he's been good in my life, but I don't know, so we're gonna see what's going on. And then, like, I was getting ready to go to a revival, and at the revival, it was like a whole lot of different Jamaicans and Africans and like all these different natives, and they were like prayer warriors, and they came and they was talking to us, and it's just like, it was moving me. I felt like that moment was, look, this is what you need. Like, it's right, you got that right now while you're in this place, but it's out there and it's 5 times better out there. So when you get out there, you need to make sure you get you a good church home. And when I came home, I ended up not doing it just right off the bat. It was like a year, because I'm not just going anywhere, and y'all ain't gonna just teach me anything, And then finally, I was at the Waffle House, and my pastor and his daddy and his son, they saw me, and they felt like, I guess God just guided them to me, and it's just been history from there. And so that's been like a year and a half. And then I ended up getting baptized. And like everybody around me, all my friends got baptized. Nobody did it because of me. They did it because they seen what was going on with me. So everybody just started doing it. My whole circle just got real, tight. And then I just started, fellowshipping with other like-minded people who are trying to be better in Christ and be better in their all of that. And yeah, and like at first, it's like this whole journey was like really, really rough when I first started, like being baptized, because it was like, do I want to post this type of content? Like, I can't talk this certain way. And it wasn't because I can't, because I can, but it's like, I don't want to. I don't even want you to get some type of image that it's not. Like, I don't care how, like, I am or how I may, like, perform sometimes. I do care, but it doesn't matter, like, how I'm performing. I want you to know, like, you can't treat Makara today that know who I am in Christ how you treated Makara when I didn't know.
Right. So it's a new person.
Right, and it just come easy. It's easy to, like, imagine us being in a relationship and I'm giving you everything you need. You give me everything I need. Well, I ain't giving you everything you need, because really we can't give him everything he needs. But all he really wants is our praise. So if we in a relationship and you're giving me everything I need, the only thing you want me to do is pray. The only thing you want me to do is fast. You might want me to fast once a day. You might, like, anything, small stuff like that. I owe you everything. I got to give you all the praise. And when everybody, when my mom, my daddy, my sister, my brother, my man, with my son, when anybody get on my nerves, everybody get on my nerves, it's like, y'all don't even, like, y'all matter, but, like, it doesn't even matter because at the end of the day, like, I know God is my comforter. I know that he's my support system. I know, even if I don't talk to none of y'all, I know he's right there. I know anything I'm going through, anybody, he's right there. And when I need that, like, wholeness and I feel like a piece of my puzzle is a little, I know he right there. I can't say that about my mama. She might be at work. I can't say that about my man. He might be at work. I can't say that about, so God, he's the remedy.
He's always there.
Yeah. So let's talk about you real quick, because I do feel like you are you know a lot. You're smart. You have wisdom. But I do know you don't like to use it. You don't like to, like, push yourself to your highest potential. So let's talk about your last 5 years in life. Like, what has caused you to feel that way or be like that?
In the last 5 years? Okay, so when 5 years ago I was just becoming a GM. And, when I first became a GM, I was very motivated, I had a tight ship. People were coming on time, and they were written up. People were, doing what I asked them to do, or there was consequences. Mm-hmm. And then, I drove that all the way up to getting promoted past the GM position. Mm-hmm. But once I reached that, it was under a new district manager. It was under, I was answering to the district manager's boss as well. Mm-hmm. And I was doing a lot. Like, I still was trying to do what I needed to do, and get the stores where they needed to be, but there was no appreciation. Mm. And I, like you said months ago about, like, acts of service and, words of affiliation or affirmation, that kind of thing. It's very true. I didn't have the appreciation at Five Guys. So that's what drove me to leave, is because I was working 60, 70 hours a week. I was opening one store, closing another. And I was trying to get the stores out. I was at that point, it wasn't my job to get the stores where they needed to be. It was to get the GM where he needed to be to get the store where it needed to be. Okay. But when I would come up short on something, they would blame me, right? Or when the store came up short, they'd blame me. Mm-hmm. But when the stores started to improve, they didn't praise me, they praised the GM. Mm. And it was always like, instead of, hey, you did this, this, and this, like, good job getting this done, it was, why isn't this done? Why isn't this done? Right. It wasn't like, it felt like I wasn't doing anything right. So there was a much of a lack of appreciation, and that really kills the drive and kills the motivation. It's just like, if I'm not being appreciated, why the fuck am I? Okay. Right.
Okay, so hold up, so pause, because I remember one time you made a comment to me that you should take pride in showing somebody else how to do. Because one time I think I was like, James, I'm not about to keep doing all that way. And you like, well, you should take pride in showing a person. So you didn't feel that same way when you like taking pride in knowing that you taught this GM what to do, regardless if you got your accolades or not?
For me, my own mindset, and I can only take but so much pride without having that, like, confirmation. Like, in my mind, it's like, yeah, I'm doing it right. Because, like, when I was a DTOM, I was like, I'm getting this stuff done. But then when I'd go to, my bosses would talk to me, it's like, you're not doing this. It's like, well, apparently I'm not doing as good as I thought I was.
Right.
So it's kind of like that really takes a step back, because you can think you're doing the greatest job in the world, but then when somebody comes in and they're like, oh, this wrong, and then there's no praise at all, like, for what you have accomplished. Right. It's like, well, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Right. And it kind of kills the motivation.
So where did that lead you to?
At that point, leaving Five Guys, like, literally, I left and then went into the insurance thing. But after putting in all that work, at Five Guys and putting in all those hours, I had a job where I pretty much made my own hours. Mm-hmm. It was commission-based, so the more I worked, and it was the whole reason I took it, was like, if I put the same amount of work in here that I did at Five Guys, I'd be able to make a lot more money. Right. But then I had that freedom that I didn't have at Five Guys. I didn't have to clock in and clock out. So it was just like, I got complacent. I got lazy because I was, Five Guys before I left damaged my motivation and everything. So I didn't have that, and I was living in Roanoke by myself. I had no family. My family was 5 hours away, 4.5 hours away. So I didn't have anybody to sit there and, talk to. I had a girlfriend at the time, but every time I talked to her about any kind of issues, it was just like, oh, you don't have it that bad. It's always, somebody's got it worse. It wasn't like
I understand.
Let me help you through
Let's
this.
figure it out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, oh, it's not that bad. Get over it, kind of thing.
Right.
So I didn't have that support system out there.
Okay. So then you came home. Now you're back home, and you're back at Five Guys. So how did that come about?
Honestly, it was. You could call it fate. It was or coincidence, whatever you believe in. But like literally, I had made the decision to move back home, and before that, I had come back for my sister's engagement party.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally the day that I came back from my sister's engagement party, Joe texted me.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, hey, would you be interested in coming back to Five Guys?
Mm-hmm.
He had no idea I was moving back.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, it was just like randomly texting me.
Oh.
And I was, if the money's right, sure.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me an offer. He offered me too much money not to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just like fell into place. I was in a lot of debt. I was going to be living rent free, making this amount of money. I could get myself out of debt. That was the whole plan. That's pretty much the reason I came back to Five Guys. And at first coming back, and I'm sure you noticed it, was like I was still in that mindset of like, Five Guys fucked me over, kind of thing. So I was like, I'm just here for the money. I'm just here for the check. I don't really I'm not trying to be the best like I used to be as a GM. Like I was trying to move up, but now I feel like I know I don't want to move up. So it's like,
wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. What do you mean you don't want to move up?
I don't want to move up in the company.
So right now this is just like a stepping stone.
Yeah,
for your next. Mm-hmm. And what's gonna be your next?
Well, I'm going back to school. I am going to get my bachelor's in finance. So the next step is to get a degree, and obviously I'll be locked into Five Guys for the next 4 years because they're paying my tuition.
Right.
But after that, it's going to be trying to get a job in finance, whether that be in some division at Five Guys if I have to, or going to like doing kind of a banking more so job.
Cause you're good with the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like money and I'm good with numbers. So
yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay, so, cause it really sounds like deep down, like you're really sad and you're frustrated and you're a little irritated about your space, but it also sounds like you let that situation kill your drive for the next 55 years. And it's kind of like, where do you draw the line look, that happened back in 1920. We're moving to 2024. Let me get my stuff together. Like where do you find that like medium to let go of that?
It's been a process doing that. When I first came back, that's kind of the mindset I was in. Was just like, fuck this. I'm just here for money.
Right.
And in the recent months, is when I applied to go back to school and everything, now I'm starting to do that. Like, I know I don't want to be a Five Guys for forever. What's my next step?
Right.
They've got this tuition assistance. I was thinking about going back to school before I even moved back. Mm-hmm. So I was like, if the card's laid there, I might as well pick them up and play.
Okay.
So it's a process. I'm in the middle of that process of trying to get back to where I was,
right,
as far as not necessarily being all gung-ho about Five Guys, but like gung-ho about me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Gung-ho about like what I need to do to get, where I want to be.
So
Five Guys is not where I want to be.
Where would you, I do want to say Five Guys do be paying the rent though, so don't look at left. Now get that twisted, just keep moving.
I thoroughly enjoyed the job, but do I want to do that for the rest?
No, absolutely
retire?
not. No. Okay, so my question, you just almost made me forget, and I think I did. Oh, my question is, where is your mental health at? So where would you say, on a scale of 1 to 10, right now, I'm on a strong 8 today. Like, I'm a strong 8, and that's because, like, at the end of the day, life still be lifing, but if I would put everything together and say, like, is there something to complain about? Do I got my health? Am I breathing? Have I eaten? Blah, blah, blah. I'm at a strong 8. I'm not lacking nowhere. So, like, what would be but I'm not where I want to be.
Right.
But what would be your number today?
Today, probably like a 5 or 6, but on average, it's definitely lower. Like,
really?
It's more of like I don't have the motivation because of, just the things that go on, day-to-day stuff. It's just like, it's draining. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, kind of just lost my train of thought, but I don't have that motivation, and I'm trying to like take the steps to get back there. But day to day, I just kind of go through the motions. It's like, I wasn't gung-ho about going back to school. It was just like, I know I need to do this, so let me do this. I go into work, and it's like, I'm not like high energy, like, let's go, have fun at work. It's just more like, I'm going through the motions.
Right.
I'm doing what I need to do.
Sometimes, though, like, this is the thing. Sometimes, like, this really just might be your season where you had to take a step back because I do know that in your other life, when you were still in Roanoke or when you were in West Virginia and all that, like you did a lot of partying, right? You did a lot of like, you had things.
I was when I was here the first time.
Oh Lord. So okay, so you had a lot of things. You had a lot of money, and you played with it. You gave it to the strippers. You gave it to the hoes. You know, you did all the things that you did, and it's just kind of like maybe, just maybe God might really be saying, oh, you tried to play when I gave it to you. Now, oh, you're gonna work for it, and you're not gonna have the best time doing it. You're gonna get it, and I feel like sometimes you do just really have to go, not sometimes, all the time, you really just got to go through the process, and you really just got to go through the motions, because if not, like, you're going to break. But the fact that the first thing you're doing is we're having a conversation, that's like awareness, that's number one.
Right.
And then it's just like, you know, like I said, you're smart, so you already know what you got to do. It's just am I going to do it? When am I going to do it? But I would say this as well, you still also got to pace yourself, because don't like get caught up in like, I like that you're going to school and I like that you're doing whatever, but don't really get caught up in the five guys or them appreciate me or blah, 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 blah. Get more caught up in, I'm going to take days out to get my mind together. I'm going to take days out, sober days out, so that I can see, like, what's really bothering me. I'm going to take days out so I can reevaluate, like, my living arrangements, so I can reevaluate, like, what type of mental health I go to work with every day. Because you don't think I'm gonna work for real, like, super 100 happy every day. Like, even if I act, like, even if I walk through the door and I'm smiling, I'm singing, my brain still be ticking. It's just that my brain still be like, let's go, Makara. We ain't doing that, like, cold. We ain't doing that, you know. Even when I feel like my energy want to be low, I can be on my way to work and be like, I ain't got time today. Like, I didn't come for that. Like, I just can't. But it's just like, as soon as I get through the door, something kick in to say, you a honcho and you gotta act like it. And you can't, even when I have my moments, it's like, you have to remember, like, you really, like, you're the liaison of the ship. I'm the co-captain. You know what I'm saying? I'm the captain. Wait, you know, I'm, you know, so it's just like, I gotta, and I do know that I have to be here for you. Like, I know, like, I don't have to say it, but I know, and I know you can do it without me, but really, like, I'm needed. Like, I'm an asset, because I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and vice versa. Like, they can come and say what they gotta say, but the final say so gotta go through James, you know. So it's just like, we need each other, and that's why I'm like, I was so open to have this conversation, because I need you to know, like, what type of mental health, and I need to know what type of mental health you got. But I already analyze you, and you already, well, I guess you think you do, but like, I really do, because it's like, you have to be, when you are the coach fine ass hot tamale, but when you are the coach, you have to, like, keep your energy up, and you can't bring the stuff you're going through the door. But that's why I be quiet, because I don't want to, if I like, for instance, last Monday, if I would have gave what I really was feeling, it'd be a big angry mess in there. But because I was like, nah, they need me, they going through things, it was like, I came singing, happy, go lucky, drinking my tea, and that's what it was. And I didn't fake the mood. It's just that's just
Changed the mood.
I changed my mood, you know. So yeah. So my other question was, okay, so now that you're, you know, here and you're back, like, how do you feel about the people that you're surrounded by compared to, like, when you was here last time?
I mean, I'm not surrounded by the same type of people, because, like I said, the first time I was here, it was a lot of partying, you know, hanging out with strippers, drug dealers, people that are doing drugs.
Yeah.
Doing drugs myself.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, I've definitely isolated that circle, where it's like, it's just pretty much me and my one buddy. You know, he's got his girlfriend, we'll go out and do stuff, and then I'm starting to go, you know, doing the volleyball and everything, and trying to, you know, be more extroverted, not working out by myself when I'm with people that I'm, like, with Virginia Beach Fieldhouse. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know anybody there, so I'm just kind of like, I'm just there to play. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of isolated myself. Like, I'll interact and stuff, but I'm not sitting there having a full-blown conversation with people, right? Whereas with, like, the Norfolk League, when I was playing with my stepsister, I knew people there. I was surrounded by people that I was comfortable with, so I could express more openly, more comfortably. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I'm not very extroverted at all. You know, before I went and partying and everything, I literally just stayed inside and stacked money. That's all I did. I mean, I obviously didn't have my side hustle. Right. But now it's like trying to because to get where I want to be, I have to network. Mm-hmm. So I have to, you know, force myself to be more extroverted.
Yeah, me too.
But when I'm sober, it's like I'm just kind of like I want to be here, I want to do this, but I don't have the motivation to actually interact with people. Like I'll interact, like I said, like side conversations kind of things, but I won't have like these kind of conversations. I don't have those kind of conversations with people,
right?
Like on a day-to-day basis,
right?
Because one, you don't know how the fuck they're going to perceive it or what is going on in their head, and it's like I'm big on perception. I don't want somebody to perceive me as a certain thing that I know I'm not,
right?
Especially if we're having this conversation and I'm liking what they're saying, and then I try to feed into that, and they're just kind of like, that's stupid or some shit like that.
Right.
So it's like,
it has to be like an aligned type of conversation. You got to be a conversation with somebody that ain't slow. Like you got to have you have to have conversations with people that are smarter than you, people who like just like-minded. But you cannot have a conversation with a slow person. You're not going to, and y'all know that's my favorite word. Like you're not going to process and get anything. It ain't nothing. If they not ticking, how do you expect for them to make you tick? If they don't even know what's going on in their lives, how can you expect a person to help you with yours? So that's why I always say surround yourself around people who are like-minded, people who want to learn, people who want to be better. And yeah, so you picked that. I'm sorry for you. What else? Okay, so like when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that gets you going? What is your thought process? Like, are you like fuck? Because that's your favorite word, or are you like? What do you like?
Generally, depending on the day and obviously what time I went to sleep and that kind of thing, and like how much sleep I got. It's the bad days, it's like I wake up, I'm like, fuck. Because usually it depends on what my mindset is before I went to sleep too. So if I go to sleep like, I'm going to do numbers tomorrow, then I'm going to wake up and I'm like, fuck, it's Monday.
Yeah.
I gotta do numbers. But like on a day that, I've kind of fallen asleep on my own. It wasn't like I went to sleep, I just kind of fell asleep, and then I wake up with a fresh mindset. It's kind of like, I don't really have like a first thought. It's just like, what time is it? All right, let's get up, let's go to work, let's just go. It's not like I'm not sitting there like giving myself a pep talk. It's just like, all right, time to get up, time to go, time to get the job done.
Right.
And if I want to do something outside of work, it's like, let me get this done first so I can go have fun after work, But it's not like I'm not waking up like, today's a good day or anything.
Oh, you need to.
I'm not like giving myself that pep talk. It's
you
just
need
kind
to.
of like, hey,
you need no. It's not an art. You really like look, y'all. This is and this is what I be trying to drill into myself, and that's why I'm so like I'm ready for this because it's like you have to talk to yourself. You gotta self-medicate your brain, like you not self-medicate, but you got to you have to motivate yourself. You have to wake up like look. Remember I was telling you about the gazelle and the lion? Mm-hmm. It's like, are you going to eat or are you going to be eaten? Like which one? Because I'm eating. I know I'm 100 pounds down, 106, but I'm going to eat because it's just no way that I'm going to just let you, I'm going to just die. I'm going to just be prey just because I don't know how my mindset's going to be. And my mindset be everywhere every day. But I don't know. Thank you, God. It's that drive. You just got to have that drive. It's either like you got it or you don't. Or either you're like intentionally working on it or you're not. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, you have to give yourself that pep talk every day. Don't ever wake up and just be like, oh, we're just going with the flow. Get a structure. Get you a night routine. The better your night routine is, the better your morning routine. But you just said if you at nighttime already like, oh my God, I got to go do the numbers, then of course when you wake up in the morning, you're definitely going to drag. You're definitely not going to move with no pep because you like, I got to go do this. But if you go to sleep at night, like, look, okay, I'm going to sleep at this time. I got a structure. I'm going to bed by 10:30. Like, there's no later than 10:30. I'm trying to be in the bed because I know I got to get up and go to work. I know I got to get up at 5 o'clock and do my personal development. I know at 7 o'clock I'm doing personal development. I know at 6:15 I'm doing my squats with the team. I know I have things to do. So it's like, go to bed and say, I got to go do these numbers, but hey, I'm good at these numbers, so I'm going to do these numbers done. Let's go on to the next thing. And like when you have them days where like you're not at work and you're not around nobody or you're not, those are the days like it's okay to watch a movie. Self-care. It's okay to journal. People don't let men or allow men to feel like it's okay to journal, but it is okay to journal. You have to get your thoughts out. Like it's okay to do things by yourself. With yourself, isolate yourself so that you can grow and so that you can get that
Self-reflection.
self-reflection and get that stinking thinking out of your mind.
Right.
So I feel like maybe you should just start with a night routine. That way your morning routine can be better. And that way when you get off of work, and then also like try to plan your day out. Like I know for sure and then I might go to work at 7, 8, or 9, 10, or 11. But between that time to 4 o'clock, I know for sure that block of my day is taken. So I got to make sure I know what I'm going to be doing when I get off work. I got to make sure I know what I'm going to be eating because if not, I need some fast food real quick. You'll end up eating anything. If like, it's just like a whole, like you really have to plan your day out. You gotta, for the stuff that's on your plate, if you want to eat how you say you want to eat, you got to put in that work to get that food.
Right.
So
I usually plan my day, like my work day, I'm planning on my drive to work. It's like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get this done. And then it's just, the rest is just routine stuff.
Right.
And then as I'm at work, it's not really thinking about what's going to be next at work because I've already planned my day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I already know what's going to be next. It's going to be, unless something gets thrown into it, like a wrench. But then I'm planning, like, as I'm working, like rolling meat or something, I'm like, what am I going to do when I go off?
right.
Then I'm planning. I don't plan it the day above or the day before. I'm planning it pretty much the day of. It's like, it's kind of like how they go with the flow kind of thing.
So you just be like out on a whim. You be out with just willpower. And that's how it is. Like it really is like that. Because not every day I talk to God, but not every day am I allowing Him to be in control. Because a lot of days I be like, no, this is how I'm doing it, God. I don't know what you talking about. And he be like, oh, okay. And then I fall every time, and I fail every time, and I be in a bad mood every time. Have you ever thought about working out?
I used to work out, but I don't have
the
drive, the discipline.
Now he has Coach Finance Hot Tamale. I mean, I'm up on him every day. He talking about he don't got the drive. He done bought the Herbalife. He know what it's about. He seen how fast, and he talking about accountability. You need accountability partners. We need to be accountability partners because this is the thing. Anybody can be accountability partner who knows somebody else. So like one of the things I feel like that I struggle with that maybe you can be more of a help to me is I'll say like staying focused on not just like our employees, because that like is one of my big things, making sure that I'm around everybody that got a good mental health and trying to see what they hurt. But like I find myself so caught up in like trying to be a good leader and be a good like role model to them that sometimes I don't make them, or not make them, but I don't like drive them to do better at their jobs. You know, like it's like I know y'all know what y'all doing. We train on the regular. However, I'm more worried about their mental health because I don't want to work around nobody that's like mental health is messed up. So then it's like the flow is not right. So your position as who you are, I feel like you can help me in the sense of, Susie, make sure you stay on such and such people, because like although like I have my own title, I have my own position, I am my own person, but you are as well as the GM. So it's like I still need to be coached. Like I've been in this position for like maybe 5 months, 6 months, whatever the case may be. GM after GM after GM after GM. How they want me to be the big dog, and you not like really teaching me. I'm on this thing on a willpower. I'm out here trying to figure out on a willpower, and like I know I do my job good. You know I do my job good, but the thing about it is I do a good job, but am I leading them
so they can
at the work so they can do a good job? You know, it's like I know for sure. You can ask me about any person on the staff, and I can tell you everything about their mental health. Or maybe not everything, but I can tell you a lot about their mental health. I can tell them about a lot about their home life. But when it comes to this job stuff, it's like
you don't know whether you can't tell me like how they're performing.
I can tell you how they perform, but it's like I can't tell you that. Yes, I have accurately checked each situation so that they can be better at that situation. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that because like I'm not being guided, so it's kind of almost like if the head not doing it. And I'm supposed to be the net. It's like, what I'm supposed to do? Because I need the head to think as well. Not saying that I'm not like come in my own leadership and do my own thing, because I do give commands, I do all that. But it's kind of like when they see that you lack motivation, and they see that, because that's really what it is. When they see that you're not, they like, oh, I heard you, Susie. I'm with it, Susie. I respect you, Susie. But if he ain't worried about it, I ain't doing it. I'm gonna just be real with you. And it's just like, oh, okay. Because I get to the space where I'm like, well, he see what's going on. I'm trying to correct it. You ain't trying to fall because you talk about he ain't doing it. So you got my hands tied. So now I'm just going to be the best leader I can be. I'm just gonna give good customer service. I'm just gonna be when they come in this thing, they like where that fine store manager at. That's what I find myself going to, and it's like I don't want to always just be like fine store manager. I want to be like when like if they have a question, they can firmly believe that I'm gonna give them the same thing that you're gonna give them because we're on one accord. If that makes sense, And I don't and like one of the things that in our job and in our space, I feel like for me, because I want to be a marriage counselor, so for me is a lot about just trying to see like who, like what's inside of those people that is also inside of me, because I feel like you gotta relate and you have to be very, like just you have to be personal, and that's my biggest thing, because that was my hardest struggle, which was giving a fuck or even talking to you in this, like it's like the old me, if I feel like you acting slow, I'm gonna carry it like that, like you slow, but it's like that's not the way to be, because you don't want nobody to be like that with you. So now I'm just like, you know what, just keep talking to the babies, just keep on talking to them, whatever the case may be, and we'll get somewhere out of there. So I need to be, so that's what I want to be held accountable at. I'm gonna hold you accountable in leading the show, and I'm gonna hold you accountable in like healing outside of work, because you have to heal outside of work to be at work. But like you already know, like I'm never gonna let my foot up off you, because that's, if I let my foot up off you, who gonna have it on you? And the same way, like it needs to be the same way. Like I like for somebody to be like, this is what needs to get done, you just gotta talk to me nice. But I like that, because I'm a rebel deep down in my soul, so it's like I have to get some type of like order and instruction. So that's just being real, like, because I know me, and I'm like, well, we can talk about real life all day, but it's like we get a job, we have to talk about the job.
Yeah,
that's
the most important. Get the job done, get it done right.
Yeah, so that's what I feel like is best for us, and I feel like we got a better understanding.
Definitely.
I feel like that moving forward, like even starting tomorrow, because one of the things I always be like, and that's another thing, like I always reset on Sundays, so Mondays I can be fresh. But like I feel like the more that you keep, for situations like what we're in, the more you keep saying we're gonna wait till Monday to get it better, we're gonna wait till this time to get it better. Like when you like, Susie, do the numbers, I'm like, no, I'm doing the baking. Like, no, Susie, do the numbers, because that's how I'm gonna get up, that's how I'm gonna get better. Like it don't matter like what my attitude is, you the GM, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here to help, and it's just like but starting tomorrow, we need to get on a real life routine. We need to get like for real as a whole team. I like to be a part of a team that's really working. My Herbalife team, we are a team, and that's how I'm learning how to be a team player. And it's like when we got everybody everywhere, it doesn't work. But if just us, and because I'm speaking for us, because that's our store, right. And it's like if we're on one accord, can't nothing go wrong. Like things can go wrong, but can't nothing really like shake that, because they on the same thing. Yeah, there's a plan in place, and we need plans in place. So yeah, that's my skedaddle. No spill. No, so your heart and mind clear.
Yeah, I mean it's still gonna be
a struggle.
An uphill battle, but it's
as long as
giving you a better perspective, especially like when it comes to work and stuff, knowing what I can physically actually do to help you, and that kind of thing. Because most of the time I'm just kind of winging it.
Right. And that's the thing, like this conversation ain't even had nothing to do about work. This is really a real life conversation, but like I said, you have to go through different aspects of your life so you can see like where you need to get better at, because
and apply it to different places.
Like work. But yeah, like
or just life in general.
Yeah, like I was just telling them, like I'm currently working on not cutting people with my tongue. Like it's like the more powerful my tongue get, the more I get triggered by certain things, and the more it's like I want to act a donkey. But it's just like, no, like that you like you said, keep trucking uphill, and when I'm going uphill and I feel myself, it's like, calm down, Makara. It's gonna be okay. When you feeling like I'm really not for this, like I'm over this, calm down, James, because it's been worse. It's gonna get better. Like it's gonna be okay. And another thing, like I know that you say you was a Catholic, but do you practice you don't practice?
I'm more of a spiritual person. I'm not like church, God, religion, that kind of thing. It's more of like my God is the universe. You know what I'm saying? So the universe controls, you are the universe made conscious of itself, so you have complete control over the world that's around you. based off the choices and decisions that you make.
That's true.
I haven't done a whole lot of like applying that lately, which has kind of been my downhill. But like when I was first introduced to like the law of attraction when I was like 16, this has changed my life. Like I was from 16 to 20, probably about 25. Like I was killing it. You know, I was doing really well. I was young. I was making good money. I was living by myself. You know, and I had a nice car, good credit. Like I was killing it. And then just that something happened. I couldn't really put my finger. Like I want to blame Five Guys, but it wasn't necessarily Five Guys. Like that whole situation. But something happened that just.
Yeah. When you fall down, you got to get up. That's what Kurt Franklin say. But when you get down, get back up. When you get a little weary, a little, whatever, you need to get back up. Like you have to continue to get back up, because if you don't, you're gonna remain in that fast-paced down spiral, and then you'll be down there looking at the top like, dang, I was just there. But you just gotta remember, this is what I want to leave y'all with. This is what I want y'all to know. No matter what, find good people to talk to. Find accountability partners that are going to hold you accountable for your actions, and make sure that you surround yourself with like just love and with productive things. If you know that, like you say, you want to stop smoking cigarettes. If you know you want to stop smoking cigarettes, before you start your journey to stop smoking cigarettes, find out what you're gonna put in that place. Because if not, you're gonna keep smoking cigarettes. And right. So like that's how I feel with like all type of stuff. I'm talking about like everything, smoking weed, just all type of stuff. And it's just like I had to find different things to get in using my body as a tool for real. I had to find like, hold up, you using your body for a tool, you might as well use it to look good. So I stopped being a little garden tool, and I went into the gym. Now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? Like I had to change some stuff up because things weren't working, and it's like, but when you know that, you already like 25 steps ahead of the game. It's when people really don't know. Like you don't know you slow. You don't know your actions are like just got you down. You don't like if you can't comprehend that, those are the people that like really need help. The people that like already know, only thing you need is to push yourself because you already got it. You already like some people really just don't know,
right?
And you know and you feel it and you want to change it.
I think the one thing that really attributed to the downward thing, with the downward spiral kind of situation, was the mental exhaustion. Like I've literally like. Now, I'm not to say I didn't have the support system, but I didn't use the support system. Mm-hmm. So from like 16 to 25, I did that shit all by myself. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had some help here and there. Didn't really give them credit for it, but I mean, now in retrospect, I do. But now it's like doing all that stuff by yourself because you're mentally fucking exhausted. Yeah. And now I'm just like, I just need to take a break. Let me just coast for a little bit. I'm tired of going uphill. Let me just sit at a plateau and relax for a little bit so that I can get my mental health back where it was, and then so just
give yourself grace.
Mental rest.
You got to give yourself grace, because from saying you did this to this from 16 to 25, and you're 26 now, 27 now, and you got to give yourself grace, because to do all that, how many people have done what you've done? So although you at this little space right now that you're in this funk, this too shall pass, and you got to know that. You gotta hold. That's another thing. You gotta hold on to where you was, even in a good space, because then you gotta remind yourself, I'm gonna get to an even better space. Like you were doing what you were supposed to do. I got fired at my first job when I was 16. I had bad customer service. Can you believe it? I had bad customer service. The man called the phone. I was working at a call center. He called the phone, cussed me out. Oh, he didn't know who was on the other line, and I got fired. So it's just like ever since then, I'm like, oh hell no, like I ain't never gonna go that crazy. Like I'm gonna always just let you have it, and if not, I'm gonna just talk to you like you slow that up, make you want to stop, because what in the world? And it's just like, but I also remind myself of like when I got my cosmetology license, and I was doing hair and I was loving it, and that was a good space. But now my drive to be this marriage counselor is double that, because I'm like, oh, I felt how good it felt to pass the state board, to accomplish something. I know how it is. So it's like when I get to where I'm really trying to go, I'm gonna push it to the limit. And I do have my plateau moments, like I told them before. Do I be pushing it 100% every day? No. I'm like, sometimes I be at 85. Sometimes I'm all the way down at 60. Because I can't never say I don't give that much. But sometimes I'm like at 60. And my whole goal of pushing, I want to be like at a constant 95 every single day. Because what is, look at the people that got the things that they got it because they stayed on the gas.
Right.
They didn't have it because they kept saying, let me just chill, let me plateau. Because I say that sometimes too. Even with my whole weight loss journey, when I lost like 50 pounds, I'm like, okay, hold up, I can chill. Then I lost 75 pounds. I'm like, okay. And then once I got to like 80 pounds, I'm like, hold on, let me go ahead and take it all the way to 100 and see what can I really do, you know? And now I'm at 106 and it's like, what? Like, I can't imagine. Just last year, I was in the same spot eating like a 15 piece. Not for real, but like I was, you know what I'm trying to say? And I'm still about to. But the thing about it is now is that I have controlled my emotions. I have controlled my actions. And I'm like, okay, in order to get this one type of result, you got to cut back on this. In order to get that type of result, you might got to push it a little bit more on that. So that's my main.
But even like when I say, you know, like what was it yesterday when I was like, oh, I put zero effort in. It's like I don't actually. My zero is not an actual zero. My zero is like maybe at lowest 30% effort.
Oh my god.
At lowest.
Hey, listen.
Like I don't ever not put even at least a little bit.
Yeah, you put a little bit. Like you put enough to say you got your uniform on. Like you do.
Right.
I want you to push that bitch to the max, okay?
I do
Excuse
that.
my vocabulary.
I have done that, but most of the time, especially nowadays, is like I do that when I know I'm walking into a shit show. Like if I know, like that Wednesday that every whole morning crew called out, like I knew I had to get it done. That Friday that, you know, we had to call out and it was just you and Brandon until like 10 o'clock when I got there. I knew we had to get stuff done. So if you saw, like I was moving quick.
And you need to move like so. The thing about it on a regular is so you just made a good point. You knew when you move and you push harder when you know it's a shit show. And I feel like if that's the case, then allow that to be your motivation. Going there every day like this is about to be a shit show, and I got to be the shit master. You know.
I'll be the shit master, but I'll be the shit solver.
No, for real.
I'll be the cleaner.
Oh Lord, that's my job. You know I like to bleach. But anyways, y'all, this was a really, really good interview, conversation. I got to get ready to go to Bible study, but this is part one. We're going to do this again. We're definitely going to do this again because I got more that I want to say and I got more that we got to get out for real, you know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of knowing me and, you know, having each other because we can do this on a regular basis. Now, it don't got to be a whole 65-year thing because as we evolve, as we have the next video, we'll be in a different mental space. Right. So I hope y'all enjoy this. All right, and I want y'all to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Wait, what you supposed to tell a friend?
Tell a friend. I'm tell 3 friends.
That the juice is over here, and tell them to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? What you want to tell them? You want to tell them? He just want to let y'all know. Come and get this juice. Y'all have a good day.